Okay, good evening, everybody. Let's see, make sure that we are on here. And looks like it's sending. Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening and welcome to our call for tonight. And this is our Tuesday training, and where we review over-the-shoulder video PLR strategies. Hey, Diana. Okay, and so let's go ahead and get into it here. So we're going to just be talking about uh, some things that you can be doing, with video PLR, in particular, video PLR that's over the shoulder videos, like the ones that you may have from us. Right. And so as a reminder, over the shoulder video PLR is always going to be different because you're really basically looking at live action. You're looking at something being demonstrated on screen, and you're not necessarily reading, while you present. And so I would say that, and when I say that, if you think about the viewer, they should really be paying attention to what's on screen. And so I'm not a big fan of adding captions to live on screen tutorials, because then, the person's probably going to have to rewatch it if they're watching the words, right? What's most important, though, even if you really want to have captions in there, in terms of selling it, is how you position it. And so that's always going to be, the most important thing. And in particular, I do want to just really stress this. It should not be necessary to revoice your videos. When you have over-the-shoulder instructional video content, you're really leveraging the work that someone has put into it. Now, again, I mean, certainly you're welcome to do it, but trying to match up audio and trying to match up the video is not necessarily a good use of your time. And so we're going to be going over some of the strategies you're going to use so that you should not be revoicing video. Basically, when you start using on-screen tutorials, you should be a resource person and a problem solver. So it's not your job to be a tech person, and you shouldn't try to be one. If you want to position yourself as a tech person, you may need a different strategy than going to the marketplace with on-screen tutorials, if that's what you want to be. Most people don't. And I suggest that you not be that person. You should be spending the bulk of your time building your audience, generating your leads, and then positioning yourself as an educator to that audience. That's what you want to be seen as. You don't necessarily want to be seen as a person who kind of understands the every jot and tittle of the intricacies of the technology. You want to be a problem solver, and you want to be considered to be an expert or an educator, in your sub niche. Let's talk about the strategy. One particular one. We're going to be talking about increasing the value of your course with a post-sale session. Now, over-the-shoulder videos, as I said, they're typically not designed to teach strategy necessarily. So when you get them, they're typically designed to teach you how to walk through processes using a particular platform. They're not necessarily designed to show you how to think through a particular strategy. Now, that doesn't mean that the strategy will not be covered. In particular, I know some of the advanced courses that we do go over specific strategies, but in general, on-screen tutorials are really designed to show someone how to use something. And so the design of any course may not be niche specific. So you can use it, if you're in different niches. You could redo all the videos and make them niche specific. That could be one way you do it. So if your niche is RV users, or your niche is, let's say, seniors, you could take all of the PLR content, you could redo them in your own voice and make them peculiar or make them particular for your particular market or niche. That still would not necessarily be the best use of your time, in particular if you're positioning yourself as an educator and you were selling the content. What you want to do, and what we're suggesting to you, is that you include a live Q&A, and that the Q&A will go over the strategy for using whatever's in the content. So basically, you can either sell the live Q&A, you can sell the live session, and have the videos support you, or you can have the videos and make sure that you're including a live session. Either way, you're going to be including a major part of the course you're selling is going to be the fact that you're going to cover strategy, you're going to answer questions, and you're going to fill the gap between what the users really want to know and what they want to do with the content, and what they're actually getting in the how-to content. And basically, that's what you are really trying to do. You're trying to cover a gap. So you don't want to leave it to the narrator to cover the strategy. That is what you should be doing. You should be bridging the gap between what someone learned in terms of how to do something and then how they're actually going to use it. So again, you are the gap, right? You are the person that's going to make the difference and make it so that the person really understands when they get done which videos are really going to benefit them. And so obviously, in order to do this, you do need to be able to teach live. And you've got to know the strategy. You've got to know how the strategy is going to be executed with the content in those how-to videos. One thing that you can do, and you should do on a live call or on one live call, is to provide what I call a mind map. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to take the mind map that you're given and you're going to tell people and show people that. Your post-sale session should be a roadmap for your customer through the videos. So you are telling them, in order to get X results, here's how you need to go through the content. Here's what you need to look at. You will want to tell them and give them a path for, I call it a success path, but you can call it whatever you want. You've got to be able to look at if there are 25 videos in the package, you've got to be able to look through those 25 videos, and you've got to be able to tell that person, hey, if you want to do, a particular thing, you need to watch videos 7, 14, and 13. And you need to be able to tell your customer that. And again, that may mean that you're going to have to watch the entire course. You're probably talking about an hour of your time when you do that, but it's going to be worth it when you do a post-sale session. When you start mapping out processes, and really there should be multiple processes for your customer. So if you get, let's say, a course on ClickFunnels like ours, there are going to be multiple processes. You could have a customer that wants to sell a physical product. You could have a customer that wants to collect leads. You could have a customer that wants to just set up a thank you page. You could have all these multiple processes. And then if your customer is only going to want to know a certain thing, you shouldn't send them to watch the entire course. You should only send them to watch the thing that's going to concern them. And so only you know how to put those together for your customers. But you should be mapping out multiple processes when you get a PLR course. And this is going to increase the likelihood that your customers are going to find and like your content, because you will have taken the time to say, hey, here's how you benefit the most if you want to do something specific. And that's something that you can do with every PLR course that you get. Now, when you pull people onto a post-sale session, so in other words, you're going to give them access to a webinar, you're going to bring them on live, you are going to pitch them on your upsell course. But again, do not make this session the point. Do not make the point of it a pitch. The point of it is really educational and to teach. You're going to deliver on a promise. You should promise that you're going to do a post-sale webinar. You should make that a big deal of your offer. But again, now once you get people on there, don't make it a bait and switch where you're going to just pitch them for 60 minutes. Please don't do that. Let's talk about the upsell if you choose to use it. Now, if you choose to use the post-sale session, you should be separating the upsell. So this is a case where you should use the upsell videos as an upsell, a real upsell. And it doesn't matter which platform you use. Now, I know you might be using a course platform and not a traditional shopping cart. That still does not matter. You can still separate the upsell videos into an upsell and make that upsell offer part of your funnel. Now, if you're going to have this multiple course pricing strategy, you should make it clear they can either purchase the basic version or the basic plus the advanced version. So in other words, let's say you use a course platform, just let them know that they can get the basic and advanced course. They can get it all in one place, but they're going to have to pay more in order to do that. So just make it clear where the person can get the basic and advanced course all in one area. Now, if you're wanting to increase the perceived value of the upsell course, now here's the dilemma. So you're going to do a post-sale session in the front end course. Now, for some people, they're going to see that offer for the, for the upsell course. They're going to say, well, there's no post-sale session in that course. Um, I like the front end course, or I like the basic course, but there's no help in the second course. So what you really want to do is consider having some kind of recorded or some kind of expert session, even if you're the expert in that upsell, right? You can include any subject matter upsell in that upsell, but you do want to, you want to make it an equivalent or a higher jump in order to get that advanced product. And you can do that because some people are going to perceive it in their mind that, hey, I got a live session in the basic course. You're asking me to pay more in the advanced course, but I'm not getting a live session in the advanced course. So to even it out and to level it out, you can include a subject matter expert in that course. And of course, now you can bring that guest or guests on live, or you can pre-record their session. So you can do either one for that session, but you're basically going to bring in people for that subject, and you're going to have them present as subject matter experts. Now, you should have the guest affiliate link set up through your domain prior to the live call or the recording. So you don't want to guess at this. You want to, if possible, have that link set up so that when you record or you make the recording, you're going to be able to say yourdomain.com/subject matter expert, whatever that person's name is, or however you choose to do it. You want to have that person's affiliate link ready to go during the recording. It should be as smooth as you can possibly make it when you give the call to action to that person's product while that person is listening to the expert that you brought on. And it's really a courtesy. And if you think of somebody, if you think well enough of a person to bring them on, you want to give them the opportunity to make a pitch. Now, it shouldn't be a hard pitch, but you want to give them an opportunity. Now, of course, they're on your call. So you should, if possible, get an affiliate link to that product, right? Because again, they would not be in front of your audience had it not been for you. So you should not feel shy about getting their affiliate link. And again, you can then promote them all year long, right? You don't have to wait. So what's the benefit of adding some kind of post-sale training webinar? What's the benefit of doing that? Once again, the reason that this is so potent is that if you're using over-the-shoulder PLR videos, if you do this session, you will remove the need for doing the videos in your own voice. Because, during the post-sale session, all you're really doing is pointing to those videos and telling them how to benefit. And again, the most important aspect of the course then becomes the post-sale session, even if they watch it by recording. So again, the videos are important. The step-by-step is important, but you will give the context and tell them why each video is important and how it's important. And so you then begin to add value to the course in your own voice. Your voice will then be the one associated with the strategy and the authority of the content. So as long as you stay at the strategy level, when you were teaching, your voice will be the one associated with the strategy. What you're doing is adding benefit to them by giving them tutorial videos over the thing they need to learn how in actually to walk through and use. And you can increase the value of any course, and you can keep it evergreen, right, by adding in a strategy session. So, yeah, let's say you do this course in a specific year, and then it becomes year +1. You can always come back and add in another strategy session to bring that course up to date. You can add an expert interview in order to bring that course up to date. It becomes an evergreen product, even though the videos that maybe you use from the PLR section have really, let's say, almost become semi-outdated after a year or a year or two, but you can keep that course updated and you can keep it evergreen by doing a strategy session or even several ones. And again, of course, and this is apart from the post-sale strategy session, you can add in new videos. Now, it's not going to make sense for you to do without a post-sale strategy session, right? Because you want to, if you're going to add in, let's say, new videos, what you want to do is you want to add in those new videos And you want to do that in a second post-sale strategy session. So we've got a credit question from Diane. Do you give credit to the course creator or the narrator? No. In fact, let's say that, you know, if you pick up PLR videos and the creator is, let's say, you know, talking about a particular subject, you should not give that person credit, because typically what you're doing when you buy private label rights, in particular over the shoulder videos, what you're doing is you're saying that these videos are rebranded. They should be done without a brand. They should be done so that you can't look at that video and see that a person did them. Now, if you look at the video and you see it's very clear that a person did them, then it makes sense to give that person credit, although you want to do what you can to retain as much authority as you can. And one of the ways in which you do that is, you know, this post-sale session. So the answer is typically going to be no. You should not give credit unless the video that the person is watching is obvious that a other person, and that person is visible in that video, and it's obviously who did it. And so you're going to then want to give that person credit, not because you're trying to, let's say, give them credit, but because you want to make sure you're credible, right? Yeah. Okay. So in that particular case, you would discuss that in your post-sale video. You could call me a partner. You could call me your training company. You could call me your trainer. You could call me your training. You know, you outsource to a trainer, and here's what that trainer talked about. So you want to almost talk about, let's say, the creator and me in this case in the third person. So, you know, so you'd be saying that person, or our trainer, our partner, our training partner, our workshop leader, right? You can say it any way that you want, but you should give credit not necessarily to that person. But if you want to do it, and you want to do it and make it less obvious, you say that, right? Yep. Great. And of course, you know, as time goes on, you can bring in more subject matter experts to reinvigorate the content. So you should be bringing in subject matter experts over time if you want to have an evergreen course. And again, I mean, you can always update the course with more videos, you know, as things go out of date. But really the subject matter experts are the ones that will give that course new life and to keep it selling. So, you know, you might find that there is a guru in Facebook ads, and you might happen to know that person. And you might get that person and add that person to an existing course. That'll bring life to that course again. And you can actually then go out and relaunch that course just because, you know, the Tony Robbins or Grant Cardone or Oprah Winfrey of Facebook ads is now part of your course. And you should do that, right? Use each live session as a new way to promote the course. So in other words, you go back out to your subscriber list and you tell them, you know, that now, you know, this week or this month, or, you know, we launched this a few weeks back, but that was before, you know, we brought in the Grant Cardone of YouTube ads. That person has now done an 1.5-hour session with us. And if you didn't pick that course up, you can pick it up now, right? So you have a new pitch. And so anytime you do a post-sale training session, and you do it with a live session, and you do it with, let's say, a subject matter expert, you can breathe new life into an old course. Now, and that's brings me to really almost the last point. So what if you don't feel qualified to teach strategy live? What if you don't feel that? And this is actually something that, again, I want to return to kind of thinking about bringing on a subject matter expert. You're going to turn those PLR videos almost into what I call a masterclass or a mini summit. And so you're going to have it go from just teaching about what's in the PLR videos to actually bringing in strategy for strategy experts. And so you're going to almost turn it into a mini summit. I mean, and you interview as many live experts as you can who are part of your network. And you can find those experts from Udemy, You can find them from Skillshare. You can find them from Kindle. And this is not a comprehensive list. And you can find though people who know your subject who you can bring in and have them talk. You can find them locally. So let's say that you start looking, because sometimes you start looking at authors on Kindle and they're trying to be anonymous. Sometimes in Udemy they're not using their same name. And so basically what you want to do is you want to then be able to bring in someone who can discuss it. And sometimes that person is going to be locally, right? And you can find some of those experts in LinkedIn, right? So you can actually find them there sometimes. Okay, and then lastly, I'm going to say last but not least, if you don't have success in any other area, then go to Facebook. But I'm going to say you leave Facebook last. But if you don't find anybody in your network in these other areas, then you can go to Facebook for that. And then as a courtesy, right? As a courtesy, make sure to promote their products on an ongoing basis, right? Get their affiliate link if you can, but even if you don't get their affiliate link, as a courtesy to the person that came on and gave you expert content added to your product, promote their products on an ongoing basis, promote their brand. If you have a podcast, if you have a blog, promote their brand. It doesn't have to be for any particular reason. You don't have to get anything back. It should just be that you just promote them because they did this for you. And so look for opportunities then to make a hero out of them. Look for opportunities to promote them. Look for opportunities to partner, to connect them to people, right? Connect them with other partners in your network. And this is a great way of just being able to just really establish contact using your PLR video product. Lastly, give them a copy of their presentation to use in their business, right? And don't put any conditions on it, right? Here's the recording, right? You use it the way you use it. And I know sometimes you kind of feel like, oh man, I already sold this. So, what if that person puts this out there and somebody gets it for free? Well, okay, that could be a risk, but typically that doesn't happen. Typically, you're going to have somebody, they're going to just benefit, and you just want to make it so that you let that person know you really appreciate them for coming in. And basically what they did was they helped you to increase the value of your product. And so it's a great thing to do for you to be able to then give them a copy of the presentation that you did with them, right? Yeah, and Lois says, two things, two real good things. Lois says subject matter experts can teach, and you can become implementation accountability partners, which is good, right? And then you do want to reach out to your network and find out if they would like to, if they would have the opportunity to present and what topics they can offer. Yeah, I mean, people in your local network are typically going to be anxious. Well, now I don't want to use the word anxious. That's a negative word. They're going to be willing to share, right? They may not get these opportunities. And so they're going to be open to your putting them on and in front of an audience. And so again, give them the opportunity to sell something. Give them the opportunity to make a little scratch, right? Right. So again, give them their copy of their presentation back to use in their business. But yeah, and Diana makes a good point. I mean, let's say they share it and only promote your brand, right? That's good. Very true. Okay, any questions about the strategy? Any questions? Okay, remember our video kits are available, and you can get them at plrshow.com, and there are 3 of them. I mean, if you're an Ultimate Insider, there are discount codes for these. I put those in your newsletter today if you're an Ultimate Insider. If not, you can get these video kits for a little while longer. I'm going to be taking these off the market when I set up the transcript database. So as soon as I set that up, I am going to I am going to then take these off the market. And these will help you to do your own videos, right? So you can use the slides and the transcript to set up your own over-the-shoulder videos using the video kit. So there's one on Amazon ACX. There's one on Canva, right? So you can pick that up here. There is also one on Audacity. And as I said, I'm going to take these off the market. I'll probably add them to the database offer and just make them a part of that. And so these individual products will probably go away. Okay. Our most recent PLR video course, you can find that at the plrshow.com/ then the word new. And make sure you join us and get our daily newsletter. You can do that by going to the plrshow.com, getting our free PLR Academy, and then you'll automatically be added to our daily newsletter where we talk about PLR every single day. Most importantly, I think that you will benefit most if you become an ultimate insider. And that's where we help you to position yourself as an educator in your market or niche using our content, but all kinds of tools and training available to you. Because right now, one of the things we're doing, something which is a bonus for insiders, we're doing Extreme Business Makeover Live, probably going to be about 40 weeks of training where we're going to walk through the brand building process so you'll be able to sell your PLR. Right. So if that's something you're going to be interested in doing, make sure that you join us at plrshow.com/insider training. And then please give us a shout out at the plrshow.com/shout. Okay. Appreciate. Oh, I'm glad it was helpful for you, Diana. I'm very glad of that. Very glad of that. Okay, everybody. Well, I appreciate you all hanging out with me here. And if I don't see you between now and then, I will see you on Saturday for our weekend Q&A. Have a great night in the